Have you ever looked at your child's writing and noticed that they're flipping their B's and D's and thought, wait, could this be dyslexia? You are definitely not alone. This is one of the most common worries that parents have when they start noticing reading struggles. But here's the good news. Flipping B's and D's doesn't always mean that your child has dyslexia. In this video, I'm going to explain why this happens, when you should be concerned, and I'm going to show you a simple hands-on exercise that you can use right away to help your child stop flipping their B's and D's. Hi, I'm Joanne Kaminski, the online reading tutor, and I've helped more than 250 students close the reading gap by a full year with just 12 hours of instruction. And I can tell you from this experience, when a child is flipping their B's and D's, it can look scary, but it's not what you think. So take a breath. Let's break down what's really happening here. So here's what we're going to cover in the next few minutes. Why kids actually flip their B's and D's, how to know if it's normal development or something deeper, a fun, effective exercise to help fix it for good, and if you'd like a free worksheet to go along with this activity, you can download it at my website. I'm putting the link inside of the description. So let's start with why this happens. When children are learning to read and write, their brain is still developing left to right directionality, that sense of movement that we use when reading across a page. If that skill isn't solid yet, it's really easy for them to confuse mirror image letters like B and D. So think about it like this. If you see a picture of an elephant and you look at it from backwards, you look at it from the front, you flip it upside down, you can still tell that it's an elephant. But if I flip a B around, I end up with a D. And if I transpose that letter, I end up getting a P or a Q. So it doesn't automatically mean dyslexia. It does mean that directionality isn't fully mastered yet. Now, if the child is younger than 8, their brain is still sorting this all out. Or when there are attention issues like ADHD, it's going to make it harder for them to focus on letter details. So yes, letter reversals can be a tiny little red flag for dyslexia, but they're also part of normal development for most kids. So it's just one small piece of a much bigger reading picture. All right, now for the fun part, how to help your child actually stop flipping their B's and D's. So make sure you've got that worksheet so you can follow along. All right, so you can take a look at this sheet, and what you're going to practice is showing your child that they're going to go from the 12, trace the line all the way down to the 6. We're going to trace back up to this big dot here, come all the way around towards the 3, making a backwards C. We're going to say B is 3, B 3. After they have mastered that part, we're then going to try D. So we're going to go all the way down again, starting at that 12, coming all the way down to the 6. We're going to come right back on up to that dot and go towards the 9, making a regular C. And we're going to say D is 9, D 9. This is going to help them with seeing that when I'm making this, I can look at something simple like a clock that's on the wall at school to see, is that the direction that I'm going to go or not? It's something that is in lots of places. We have a clock in the home that looks like this, and that can also help us. And then I've created this worksheet for you right here where your child can practice. And again, the directions are here. They're going to start at that straight line right here. They're going to come all the way down from the 12 to the 6, come up to the middle dot, and go all the way around towards the 3 while saying B is 3, B 3. And that's really easy to remember. So that's why we have B is 3, B 3. And now they are going to be writing that. So have them practice doing each of these, going down the line, and you can copy as many of these as you like to be able to help your child remember that B is 3. Now, things like a bat and ball have been used in the past, and a bed, and all these different types of tricks have been used in the past. However, a lot of them haven't stuck or worked. So this one gives you a new strategy to try, and with a little practice every single day in the morning before your child goes to school, this will help your child be able to have their B's and their D's going in the right direction. And once you've mastered that, you can teach them that P is 3 as well. The only difference is they're going to start at the dot, go all the way down past the 6, come back up, and go towards the 3, just like they did with B. And you'll say P is 3. And eventually you can say B is 3 and P is 3. B3, P3. And then you can work with the D and the Q in the same fashion. Now you can take this one step further. Think of words now that start with B and D, like bat and dog, and have your child write them down and check to see if they got them right. It's quick, it's fun, and it helps the brain lock in those letter shapes for good. Now, if your child is 8 or older and they're still flipping their B's and D's, that's when you pay just a little bit more closer attention. Again, it doesn't automatically mean dyslexia, but it is a red flag that's worth checking out, especially if you notice other reading struggles like slow decoding or difficulty remembering sight words. That's the time to talk to a reading specialist or get an evaluation to see what else might be going on. And remember, one letter flip doesn't define your child's reading future. With a little awareness, a fun activity, and some consistent practice, most kids can completely stop flipping their B's and D's even if they have dyslexia. Now, if you're ready to get help for your child's reading, I'd love to invite you to set up a free assessment with me. The goal is simple: to help kids close the reading gap by a full year with just 12 hours of instruction. And I've helped over 250 students do exactly that. You can schedule your free reading assessment right now at theonlinereadingtutor.com. And don't forget to grab that free B&D worksheet. If you found this video helpful, hit like, subscribe, and share it with another parent who might be worrying about the same thing. And remember, every small step that you take brings your child closer to reading with confidence.